Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the next 3 months. So this will be from the period between April, May, and June. If you're more of a business person, this would be Q2 or Q2 of 2022, but do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Pisces, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if you'd like to give me a follow there, make sure to use the link in the description below. I only have one Instagram account. Let's see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly, but you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, let's go ahead and get all the cards out here, make sure everything's in view, and we'll get right into it for you. All right. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Five of Wands. So Five of Wands is all about potentially conflict, struggle. You can see these people are sort of at war or at battle here. They're sparring. And so for some of you, this may come forward in two different ways. A couple of different ways. One, you could be having an external conflict. Okay, you could be fearing an argument, or there may be an argument between you and another person, or you may be in conflict with something or someone at your workplace. Like you may not agree with the way that something works at your job or at your workplace, something like that. Like you may be a little bit outspoken here or something along those lines. Another way that this can come forward with the Five of Wands is it can say that there's an internal conflict, and then the third way is like a mental conflict, which they're similar. But for some of you, you may just have, like, you may be seeing something, you may be seeing reality, like, okay, this is the reality of the situation, but then internally you're struggling with it, or internally you're conflicted. Like, you know that reality is the way it is, but you also, inside of you, you're not in alignment with the way something is. And so, some of you may be dealing with those themes at this time. I do have to say you have a good reading here. There are a lot of good situations coming forward. We have you showing up here pretty strongly here with the High Priestess showing up. But I do feel like there's a need to defend a position, or a need to defend yourself here in the next 3 months around something. It'll be different for everybody, but in your current situation, you have the Page of Swords. So this could be someone who's annoying you, okay? This could be an annoying person in your life. I don't always read it that way, but this could certainly be the case when you get this energy, especially as you have this Five of Wands on the bottom. Page of Swords can also say that you're full of ideas, you're full of life. You're somebody who's like maybe an analytical thinker. You are quick-witted, and you're maybe high IQ or whatever the case may be. But the Page of Swords can also represent pages almost always represent messengers in the tarot, and so this could be disappointing news or news of delay. When you get the Page of Swords, it's very important to have patience in your life, because there's an element of time associated with the Page of Swords that is not necessarily associated with the other pages. And so it can come forward if there's something that you're maybe a little bit impatient about. This may be the struggle here that you're going through, something with time, Pisces. Now, in your problem position, you have the Three of Pentacles. This is very clear to me that there is a conflict between you and a colleague, or between you and somebody in your immediate environment. The Three of Pentacles can represent your colleagues, your teammates, your team environment, your workplace. In other interpretations of the card, this person is surrounded by two other people, which is, signifying colleagues. And it's in the problem position, okay? Now, the other thing is that this is about reward and recognition for doing a good job or doing, quality work. And so, on one hand, some of you are maybe dealing with colleague situations, or just situations with acquaintances, something like that. If you're self-employed, it could just be somebody that you need to communicate with or something like that. But the other thing here is the Three of Pentacles in this case in the problem position could say that you're not being recognized for the work that you're doing when you should be. And this could be the conflict that's showing up for you here. Now, in the past, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is all about charging forward to victory. And this can talk about an event that happens so quickly in your life that it feels chaotic, like that you feel like you may not even have time to really process everything when you get the Knight of Swords. And so it can tell you to be very careful about impulsivity. Okay, so right away we have this energy here of impatience. We have this warning, maybe in the past, maybe you were a little bit impulsive around something, not coming at you, but there could have been something here around impulsivity. The other thing is, though, the Knight of Swords tells you to take action, to seize the day, to take advantage of opportunities that may be available. And so it could mean that some of you have done that in the past year. This is showing up in the past. There may have been an event that happened very quickly, and you're now like conflicted about the way that it happens here. And so I think for some of you, in the 3 months, there's something around conflict resolution happening. In the future, you have the Seven of Wands. So like this is one of these readings where just the messages are stacking on top of each other, right? It's just confirmation after confirmation here. The Seven of Wands is competition, and Wands is the suit of work or business, enterprise, anything like that, and jobs. So you can see that this person here is standing their ground, but there's competition around them. The Wands are coming after this person. It's because they've been successful. And so when I get the Seven of Wands, I always like to say there's nothing wrong with being successful. Remember, you're allowed to be successful, Pisces. It's okay for you to do that. And there's nothing that you should not be afraid of success. And if you feel like, you haven't been rewarded here, I get the sense that some of you are really going to say, hey, listen, something's not right here. Or, some of you may just try to stand your ground about something in a workplace situation. In fact, there's going to be a boiling point here that may lead some of you to go in a new direction, and I'll get into why in a second. But on your mind, in your thoughts, in your conscious awareness, you have this Emperor card. So the Emperor is about, this is like big boss energy. This is the energy of being a boss, of leadership, of your boss. Maybe if you work for somebody, your authority figure. It could also be like somebody who's maybe, it's a very good sign of success, and it's typically a very good omen in a business context, because you can see by the clothing that they're wearing, what is that? It's not a crown, but it's something else, whatever is on their head. They have been successful in their life. And so it's a very good omen to find in the workplace situation. But I get the sense that for some of you, you're either thinking about what's going on here, I should be getting recognized by someone, or for others of you, you're thinking about becoming your own boss. And I think that maybe there's something here where there's a point where things are boiling over. And it's because in your subconscious here in the lower row, what you can't see or the hidden is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the best card you would want to find if you're looking to physically start something, if you're looking to start a side hustle, if you're looking to start a business, if you're looking to become an entrepreneur. This is the spark that you need to get there. And for you, there's something coming to the surface in your subconscious. There's been an idea brewing. There's been a movement for you brewing here for you to go in a new direction, to maybe break away from this feeling here with this Page of Swords, the Five of Wands. Like for some of you, if it's not working between you and another person, I get the sense that you're not going to stay around too long. You're not going to wait around for that situation to improve in any way. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Some of you it may get so challenging where some of you are just going to say, you know what, I know what I'm doing is not wrong. I'm going to stand my ground here, and I'm going to go in a new direction. Now, in your staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you have this High Priestess card. So the High Priestess is a major sign of intuition in your life. This is also, I like to say that this can be a Pisces. I read this as either the moon or the Pisces energy, and in this case, it feels like you showing up here. I think you're putting your needs first at this time. The High Priestess is somebody who's a way shower. They are able to help you see something in a new and an interesting way. They are a keeper of esoteric knowledge or divine knowledge. In other interpretations of the card, the High Priestess is sitting in the front of a spiritual temple. And so they're like the keeper of wisdom. And you may see this person come forward when they have an intuitive message for you, or you may be really trusting your intuition at this time. This can also refer to secrets or hidden knowledge here coming to the surface. You can see this person's emerging from water. The High Priestess is emerging from water with new information after having plunged the depths of the ocean and of the sea, right? And so for you, this is all important for you. In the external situation, you have the Temperance card. This is great. This is healing. This is patience. This is balance. This is moderation. This is alchemy, right? This person here on the card is mixing and combining fire and water. And, this can be a really big sign that there could be a conflict resolution happening, okay? I do feel like if you want to get a card, if you were looking for a card to like mediate a dispute or solve a conflict, this would certainly be one that I would suggest. This and like the Justice card, this is certainly, to me, this could be conflict resolution here. Healing after challenge, healing after conflict and struggle here. But it's almost like for some of you here, there is a little bit more. So you have this 10 of Swords here in the hopes and fears. You're hoping to be released from a situation. The thing is, the 10 of Swords is an ending. It can be a challenging card, but really the 10 of Swords represents something being released from your life. And so it really is, it depends on how you view, it depends on how you frame the 10 of Swords in your mind. And so yeah, it's an ending, but it's also a new chapter beginning when you get this 10 of Swords energy. So this says that you can release something from your life here. Some of you are really hoping that. Some of you are maybe fearful that something's ending as well, but that is really just resistance, right? Fear of something, fear of one chapter closing is really resistance. It's easier said than done, but that's what I feel like maybe some of you are looking at. It's a good time to allow, Pisces. Okay, you are a sign that is associated with this term, let's allow. Or you may, if I were to use a phrase to describe a Pisces, it would be I allow, or a mantra would be I allow, or something along those lines. So some of you are looking to really allow something. You have this 9 of Swords here in the future. The 9 of Swords, this is in the outcome, by the way. 9 of Swords coming in the outcome. This is hope. This is something about fear here. You can see this person's having a nightmare. They're staying up late at night. They are fearful that these 9 swords are going to come down and hit them, but they don't actually do. So it can suggest that you're making something out to be a lot bigger than it actually is. This is a card that does indicate stress and anxiety in the tarot. But again, it's typically also, it's one of these cards that it's mostly something to do with how you're, it has something to do with your inner world, right? It's not necessarily things that are happening outside of you. It's more about how you're processing things internally, and also the messages that are coming through to you in dreams and maybe even nightmares. And so I see that there's healing in the external. The external is what's happening outside of you. You can't control the external. You have healing coming in. And so internally here, the outcome, I think, embracing the healing energy, getting out of resistance mode. Let's go ahead and see what these 3 cards are here to clarify. Very nice. Very, very nice here. So you have the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. So let's start with this. The 10 of Pentacles is the end of the suit of Pentacles, okay? It says that your harvest has arrived. It is a card of empires and building your empire, building your legacy, creating something for yourself, but also for your children and your children's children, if that's something that you are, is of importance to you. But it can also just be a general sign of major abundance. It can be a windfall in your life, especially because you have this Ace of Swords, which can refer to a legal situation, sometimes legal victory. Obviously not legal advice, or I'm not a legal professional, but it's just, it can come in. But more importantly, the Ace of Swords represents a decisive victory. It represents a breakthrough, the clouds clearing in the background, a new beginning in your life. And so those 2 cards together are incredibly good. And what I love here is you're walking away from whatever's not working. With this 8 of Cups, this person's leaving the empty cups of the past behind them, and they're really about to embark on a journey towards the 9 of Cups, which is the fulfillment of a wish or the fulfillment of a dream, something they've always wanted to do. And you know, you have this Ace of Wands here. There's been something at your subconscious level that's been like eating at you. Like you have like a big idea here at the that's maybe just been percolating for some time. And with double aces, that's always a good sign, especially as you have that 10 of Pentacles as well. So love that energy. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what other messages want to come forward here. Okay, and let's also take that one. All right, so you have Warrior, be fearless and stand strong, as well as Stargazer, set your sights higher. Okay, so I love that energy for you. You also here have She-Wolf, unleash the wild within, as well as broken energy, embrace the energy of peace. Yeah, look, peaceful conflict resolution, or a peaceful resolution to a conflict or a situation coming in here for you, as you have the Temperance card under it. And some of you are saying, you know what, some of you may look up to the stars here in the next 3 months and say, am I really just like banging my head against the wall in a situation that I don't really want to be in? You know, is there something that I can do to get this Ace of Wands situation off the ground? You know, can I, you know, is there something that is there a situation where my talents would be more appreciated or my skills would be more appreciated? Some of you may be really thinking about that. That's not easy. That's why I think you have that fearless and strong energy, and standing strong here with the the Seven of Wands here in the future. Pisces, let's see what else we have here. Let's pull some additional messages. So you have community, occupation, gift, poverty, high honor, and main female. Okay, so the occupation with community. I mean, that's clear as day, isn't it? I mean, we've been getting confirmation after confirmation. I started off about this conflict, right? We had 3 of Pentacles here in the problem position, the Page of Swords indicating disappointing news or news of delay or someone annoying you. Now you have community and work, right? So that's the people that you work with, your work community. And you have a gift that I don't feel like is necessarily being on display, or you may not have a situation where it can be on display. And the reality is that whatever it is that you do here, like, people will respect you for the work that you do. It's just that I wonder if the situation you're in right now is not necessarily giving you that opportunity. So there could also be someone challenging here with that main female and the Page of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. I think some of you are just going to figure out how to handle that. And somebody may just be placing their expectation here on you, just too high of an expectation on you here for you. But you have something very good coming in, and I think it's going to be around you standing your ground and following your passions here, setting your sights high. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading.